This is going to be a quick demonstration today on how to manufacture these factory correct thin wall brass 12 gauge black powder shot shells. These haven't been factory produced since probably the 40s, and I want to shoot them. They look pretty cool. Nobody else at the range is going to have brass black powder shot shells, so it really gives people a good scare on the trap line. Yeah, they're just for fun. A lot of people use these for cowboy action shooting, which, that's a great use for them, but I just like how cool they are. You don't see neat ammunition like this anymore. We start out with these Magtec brass shot shells. These are made in Brazil, I believe, and they're pretty high quality. They run about $1 a piece, but you can reload them dozens of times. First step to reloading these guys is to prime them using an antique capper. You can prime on the press with an RCBS die set, which is what I normally do, but for demonstrations today I'm going to use my antique tools. So I'm just going to seat the primer gently in the case. This always freaks me out because there we go. Is the little piston here that pushes down the primer is a little smaller than the large pistol primer, and it puts a fairly good dent in there. Haven't had one go off yet, but still freaks me out. But we want to seat that just below flush, so if there happens to be any dirt on the table here, when we're pounding down the black powder and wads, we're not going to blow up our hand, which wouldn't be fun. After you get the case primed, we're going to add black powder. I'm putting in 3 grams of black powder for a normal target load. Just fill that with real black powder. You can use 2F or 3F for this. It doesn't matter too much what you use. And strike that level. Get our funnel. And pour in our 3 grams real black powder. I'm going to grab a 1/8 inch nitro card. These are available from Circlefly or Ballistic Products online. Both work just as well. Use 11 gauge wads for thin wall brass shells. Give that a good press in there. And take all the airspace out of the black powder. Then we're going to take a 1/2 inch fiber wad. You can use lubed or unlubed wads for this. I haven't noticed a difference with either. Both leave your shotgun very dirty. So I just use unlubed because they're cheaper and less messy. So I'll just get put over the nitro card and seat that against the nitro card. Then we're going to take our shot measure and set it to throw 1 1/8 ounces of shot, which is the lowest amount you can actually load with this. And scoop our shot. Take a funnel, drop our shot in, get that leveled out. And at this point, most people just put an overshot card in here, especially if they're shooting it in like a side-by-side. But I want to make factory correct loadings with wads all the way to the top and the overshot card right at the top of the shell. So I'm going to take another fiber wad and split off about a third of it. So about that much. Put that on top of the shot. That's going to be just about flush with the top of the case. And put on our funnel. Get our overshot card. I use 10 gauge overshot cards for this, but you could use 11 gauge in a pinch. I'm going to put on our shot size we're loading today, which is number 8. Drop our overshot card on top of our fiber wad and push it down into the case. And so you see the overshot card is now seated below the case mouth just a bit, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, which is what we want when we roll crimp it. So I believe there are antique roll crimping tools for brass shot shells, but I haven't found one at a reasonable price. So we're going to roll crimp on RCBS die set. I like this RCBS die set because you can prime on the press, which is less scary and probably a lot less dangerous than priming with an antique reloading tool. And this also works pretty well for roll crimping. And you really do want to roll crimp these cases if you're going to be using them in an auto-loading shotgun, especially like a Remington Model 11 or Browning Auto 5. And I bet you'd probably want to roll crimp these as well if you're going to use them in a pump shotgun. Not entirely necessary for a side-by-side. But, of course, if you're looking for factory-type loadings, this is what you should do. That just gets a nice roll crimp on the case, like so. And this is as close as I've been able to get to a factory-correct brass 12-gauge shot shell. That's all you do it. Link in the description to firing these things. Puts out huge clouds of smoke, huge flash and boom, and they're just a heck of a lot of fun to shoot. And pretty cheap to reload too. But thank you for watching, guys, and thank you for subscribing.